Hey guys, Brud here, the #1 channel for discussion videos. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 will be coming out near the end of this year, and since I'm a cat, let's talk about 10 different things I want to see inside of the zombies mode. Number 10. I would like to see a new set of characters with the regular crew. When I say this, I do not mean having a guest appearance once like in Shadows of Evil and the rest of the maps taking place with the same 4 characters like inside of Black Ops 3. An example of what I want is just like how they did it in Black Ops 1. In Black Ops 1 you had 3 different sets of characters. First was the OG characters Dempsey, Nikolai, Takia and Richtof, and then you had the characters exclusive to 5 being John F. Kennedy, Robert McNamara, Richard Nixon and Fidel Castro, and the characters from Call of the Dead being Sarah Michelle Gellar, Robert Englund, Danny Trejo, and Michael Rooker. It is nice playing these maps with different characters, and gives each of the maps their own feel to it. Number 9. I want more anime involvement, for example Cory in the house, and that's So Raven, 2 of the greatest anime ever made. After all, we have Takia in there, and he is Japanese, so therefore he is a weeb. Number 8. The inclusion of more game modes. Inside of Black Ops 2 we had more than one game mode in it, and it had made the game for fun and replayable during the time that it was still relevant. Although these game modes may not have been finished and may have had a lot of flaws to them, they were still an enjoyable experience, and they definitely had changed up zombies every once in a while. Number 7. Customizable characters alongside the story characters. Since in Black Ops 3 we had a little bit of customization with our guns and emblems to a certain extent, it is now the time for Treyarch to step it up and include the chance to change your appearance on your character in zombies. They already have the function in multiplayer, so it would not be a very hard one to include into zombies. If they were to include this into the game, they can have your custom character based of the main characters that are inside of the map, so that way it does not interfere with the main Easter eggs. Number 6. Maps that include to option to play with more than 4 players. Back during the very first version of Black Ops 2 there was a way to get our entire grief lobby inside of Transit and even Die Rise. Although I did not ever have the chance to use this myself, I can only imagine what it would have been like to do so. It would have been quite a mess for sure, since these maps were not designed around that playstyle, but imagine what it would be like to have an entire group of your friends messing around in a map that is specifically made for the inclusion of more than 4 players. A map like that would be great to have. Number 5. More new gobblegums. I know that this is most likely going to happen, but what I really want out of this is to have it so that we do not get just the old and recycled ones from Black Ops 3, but we get new ones. And when I say new ones, I mean tons and tons of new ones, and use some that our community created. Maybe even host an event where the community comes up with new ideas and a certain amount of the gobblegums that get voted high enough and the developers like will get put into the game. The possibilities, oh baby. Number 4. Give us community events that do not suck and are actually clear on what they are. What I mean when I'm saying this is that the event 8 Days of the Undead was okay at best, but in reality kind of sucked. Mostly what the event was more recipes for Newton's cookbook, but Treyarch did not make this a clear fact in the slightest. We had only found this out after the event had ended, and they had done another one like it. But in the events I want for Black Ops 4, I would like it if they were to add things like special challenges, double XP, and maybe even have certain types of zombies that will spawn in the map during this time. For example, this is happening in World War II zombies on the Darkest Shore. They have mini leprechauns spawn in. If Treyarch could do something like this, but instead maybe have something special like a golden magua that when you kill it, it drops a pack-a-punch for your gun and a bunch of XP, but have a catch, like it does go after you, it runs away and is stronger than the normal Maguas, but when you make it mad it attacks you, but it can one-hit kill you even with Jug, so you have to kill it fast and be a smart player. Number 3. Make DLC weapons come into all the maps as soon as they are added to the game. In Black Ops 3, whenever a new DLC weapon would get added to multiplayer, we would have to hope and assume that it would be coming to zombies, and spoilers, most of them did not. And if they did, it would most of the time be exclusive to a map, and if they had promised us that it was coming, it would often take them forever to get it out. Example is the M1911. It took Treyarch almost an entire month to have that gun just get added to the Zombies Chronicles maps, where it should have been in the first place. It would be great if we can have it, so that as soon as they are added to multiplayer they come to zombies. They had done this in Infinite Warfare, so I do not see why it should be a problem now with Black Ops 4. Number 2. Have some maps that are old school and classic. What I mean by this is that maps in Black Ops 3 would often not follow this and be a complicated thing to get together. You could not just sit down with your squad and play an hour of zombies. You had to do a bunch of preparation. This is not a bad thing to have inside of the game. They just need to hit a balance where it is more than just complicated maps with a big quest element to it, but some that also have some element of old school zombies with one simple objective, or complicated and maybe a couple of others. Having a balance would be great and make it feel more playable overall instead of just having one old school map which is a remake and the rest this newer style. Number 1. Have a good balance of fun and innovation. What is most important to have inside of a game is fun, and no matter what Treyarch Zombies map that I play, they always do a good job of making sure that you are involved and have a fun time. Each map can have some tedious things to do inside of it, but the challenges that the map throws at you, trying to avoid gimmicks inside the map like the robots on Origins stepping on you with those warning sirens placed to warn you if they are coming or not, or going through the witch's house when the lights are on to get a free perk, or just trying to be cautious and on your toes when traveling through the house to get a pack-a-punch, since the witches will take away your points when they hit you. Treyarch always makes it fun to experience and find new ways to play their maps while innovating at the same time. But the most important part of all when it comes to innovation is to include new perks into the game. When Black Ops 3 only had one new perk, I was disappointed, and still am to this day. If a map has a new perk that is exclusive to it, that perk helps that map have its own feeling to it. An example would be Die Rise with Who's Who. It might not be people's favorite perk or map, but it helps Die Rise stand out from the rest. As well, adding new buildables that can be put into each map or just exclusive to one are usually fun to have, like the portable thunder gun in Buried, or just having a buildable wonder weapon. Overall, Treyarch makes the best zombies maps and games, and I do not doubt their ability to make a great zombies experience in Black Ops 4. Now if you will excuse me, I have to return to my toaster. Subscribe to Just a